Hello. In this tip or trick, we're going to talk about using view filters. The question I received was, how can I color code my columns depending on where they start and stop? So I'm actually going to pull up that email real quick so you guys can we can see it. And here it is. We're interested in making a column tag that looks like and behaves like the image below. Can you tell us how to do that? It actually has to be done in two parts. The tag itself can be created with visibility settings where I can tell it to actually have the line on top, no line, or line on bottom. Very similar to the tag I just sent you guys with the 45 degree. As far as color coding these, now this is where Revit really is a powerful tool because it knows where things are and it knows the relationships. So we can actually tell Revit to color code the columns based on their location in the Z coordinate, where they're based from and where they stop. So now I'm going to show you a video on this because it's easier for me to show you the video and let you guys set it up than me to try to set it up for you because I don't have to explain it again anyhow. But this is going to give you the tools to make your views show like this. Now I'm going to go back to Revit. In Revit you can see I have three columns here. Level 2, I'm using a standard old, nothing fancy model here. So I have three columns, they're concrete, and what I'm going to do visually is if I go to 3D, they're kind of hard to understand what's going on. So let me go back to here, and I'm going to put a model line. Model lines are like strings, they actually are in 3D. I'm going to put a circle around this one and a rectangle around this one. Now that's going to give us an understanding of who's who in the big picture. If I go back to 3D, you see I have a circle around this one and a rectangle around this one. This is level 2, so this one's coming off of level 2. This one's actually spanning from level 1, level 2 plus 9 feet. And this one stops at level 2. Starts at level 1, goes up to level 2. So we have three different scenarios here. And what we're going to do is set up visibility filters to color code them appropriately, which is pretty slick. So now back in level 2. So here we are, and you'll notice that we just have the columns. They all look the same. We're going to tell Revit to color code them appropriately. So here we go. I'm going to type in V as in Victor, Victor. I'm going to go to these things called filters. These things are extremely powerful. Now I've started one here, and I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of it. So let me go ahead and remove that. Now when I hit Edit or New, you'll see I have one in here. Let me actually go ahead and delete that one out. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to actually have Revit look at each item and then make some decisions. Pretty much if-then statements. If it follows this rule, then do this. If it does not, do this. So here we go. I'm going to hit this little button here, and it says pretty much create a new filter. I'm going to say starts at current layer, current level. And again, you can decide what you want to call these and how you want to set them up. Okay, starts at current level. So the rule here is this is the actual name. Now if you're a database person, here's the query. What we're going to do is we can say this is the name of it. What do we want to do? Let's go find all of the structural columns. Boom. All structural columns that have what criteria? We're going to say that have a base level that equals the current level, which is level 2. There we go. You're like, oh, awesome. That's cool. So I hit OK on that. So now I'm going to hit Add, and I'm going to say starts at current level. I hit OK. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if a column starts at the current level, which is level 2, then color code it with a pattern. So let's go here, color. We'll use magenta, nice and bold, and I'll also hit the pattern. If you don't use the pattern, you don't get any color. So magenta and solid fill. Your choice in the colors you want to use. You can also use if it cuts it too, because it may be cutting through it, it may not be seeing it in the distance because it's coming up. So I'm going to say do the same thing. Color code it like so and like so. Now you want to test these in multiple different scenarios so you make sure they're printing right. So that says if the criteria is if it qualifies, starts the current level. If a column, structural column, the base level equals 2, then color code it magenta. Let's hit OK on that. Boop, see I color coded magenta. You're like, dude, that rocks. And it is, it's pretty cool. But we have to make sure that it's 100%. I'm going to copy this guy over from right here. I'm going to copy him to right here. So he's right next to the circle, pretty close to each other. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to adjust him. I'm going to add base offset plus 2 feet. Okay, now he went up too high. Let's go back, put him at 6 inches because he went outside the view range. That's what happened. 6 inches. Notice, ooh, he's still colored. Now, let's look at the section. Now, in the section here, see, he's not actually starting at this level. He's starting at that level plus 6 inches. So really, he doesn't fit the rule, or does he? Again, it's up to you. Up to you. But how do I filter him out? He shouldn't be colored because, well, he starts at level 2, but he's not actually at level 2. Let's go back again. We're going to go VV again, and we're going to hit the filters. Go back to the filters again. We're going to actually edit the filter. Now, we come in here, you say starts at current level. Okay, go back down here. Structural columns. Base level equals level 2. And, see, it has 2 rules it has to follow. And base offset equals 0. That means if it equals both of those, it's pretty much on it, right? So by using these rules, when we hit OK, and we hit OK, notice how it changed. So now we've actually color-coded it that way. All right. So let's take a look at another way to color code. Now we got this one. If we go to a section, so he starts at level 2 and goes up, so he's purple. Now we're going to say, how about any object that stops at level 2, the current level, stops at level 2, we'll color code him, let's say, a different color. Let's go back again, level 2. Here we are. I'm now going to go VV again. Filter. Edit new. New one. Ends at current level. Now, this is not limited to just columns. As you can see in here, you can do all kind of things with this. It originated in MEP years ago, so we could color code different ductwork like supply and return. They're both duct, but one was supply duct and one was return duct. And then it's been expanded upon ever since. So let's look at the rules of this one. So we scroll down. We'll say, okay, go find all the structural columns again. This time what we're going to do is we'll say, okay, I want to. Now, another little tip before I go any further. See the word duplicate? You can actually use the duplicate here and not have to set up as many parameters. But that's for another day, or just if you want to use it. Let's scroll on down. Now I'm going to say the top level. If the structural column top level equals level 2, then we color code it. But what if it's a little off? Plus 9 feet? Let's try that out. We'll hit OK. I hit OK. And let's see. Oop, I didn't color code them. BB. Moving too fast there. All right, so we need to add it. Now we're going to say the pattern. I'm going to say if the criteria is correct, then make it blue and solid. Again, make it blue. Try that again. Color blue. Okay, and solid. Now again, I'm just picking colors that are easy to see on the screen. Well, now you're like, whoa, well, look at that. So you're thinking, wait a second. Let's take a look at him in 3D again. This guy starts at level 1. Level 2 and goes up. This one starts at level 2 plus 6 and goes up to another height. Now, we start looking at these others. Now, this one actually ends at level 2. Now, how come all these other ones are getting all funky monkey on us? Let's start to investigate. You'll notice that this one does top level 2, but has a 9-foot offset. Let's grab this guy. He stops at level 2 also and has a 9-foot offset. And let's hit this guy. That guy, well, look at this. He has level 2 and 0. So that's really the one we want, right? So let's go ahead and adjust our filters. Filters are per view, so VV. We'll go back to it, filters. This time, edit, ends at current level. Ends at current level and equals top offset equals 0. We hit apply on that and we hit OK. We hit OK. Alright, now notice what's happened here. Notice how they color coded appropriately. So this is how we can start to play this game and adjust the colors or patterns as needed. Now, where we're going to really start cooking with gas is, let me go back here. Now, I'm going to take this guy, and notice he starts here, and they go up. How do we take that template, that view setup, and move it to level 1? What I'm going to do is right-click on level 2, and I'm going to come over here and hit Create View Template from View. You'll see here it says Enter Name here. I'm going to say I want to take my column color codes. That's what we're going to call it. Whatever you want to call it, again, up to you. Now at this time you'll see it's going to say remember the column color codes. I wish there was a check none on here, but there's not. Do you want it to scale? No. Do you want to remember to display aspects? You guys may already use these, I'm not sure. But I'm going to come all the way down here and uncheck every button except override the filters. It's going to remember the filters for us. So I'm going to uncheck all of these, and it's up to you which ones you want to leave and which ones you want to take out. If I'm doing a large building, I may take almost everything with it because I like the way it's looking, including discipline, filter, view range. I can take all those and pretty much copy them from one view to another. I hit OK. So it remembered just that override. Level 1, here we are. Now the first thing we may do is duplicate the view. Duplicate, okay, just so we have a separate one. Now I'm going to right click on it. Apply template properties. Which one? Color code columns. I hit OK. And boop, notice they're color coded. Now let's take a look at what's actually going on here. So we've got this guy, and I'm going to come here and put another shape around it. That way we know which one we're working on. Go up top, and actually it's under architecture. And I'm going to say model line, and this time we'll do maybe an ellipse. Okay, so let's go ahead, ellipse it. There we go. All right, escape twice. Let's go check it out in 3D. So this is the one that's showing up in that area. Let's go back to our level 1, copy 1. Now you'll notice that this one has blue on it. Let's check our thing out here, VV. And we're going to go back to the filters. Now in the filters area, when we hit edit new, you'll notice that the numbers here, see, base level equals 2. So what we're going to need to do is you may have to make starts at level 1, ends at level 1. So the current level I just used because we're in level 2. We may have to adjust these to rename this. This would say base level. So starts at, we'll rename it, level 2. Okay. That'll be the filter. And then ends at, we'll rename it, I right clicked by the way, at level 2. So we may not be able to copy them from view to view as you saw there, but part of this is learning, right? So what we have now is we have 2 filters that we can use. You can also transfer these from project to project. But what will happen is once I've done this, if I go back to notice in here, you can see how most of the setup is here. Whoops, excuse me. If I go to, VV. If I go to filters, even on level 1, I could say starts at level 1, ends at level 1. Now, I'll do that quickly so we can see it in action. I'm going to duplicate this guy. Come down here and duplicate it. Okay, starts at level, and we'll rename it. Starts at level 1. So all we're going to do now is come over here and says level 1 and hit apply on that. Now we'll duplicate this guy, ends at level, rename. Actually cancel, let's duplicate it first. Duplicate the view. Now we've duplicated, we're going to rename it to level 1. So now we have these different filters that we can utilize. Starts at level 1, ends at level 1, etc. Hit OK. Now on this one, say level 1. Hit OK. So now we'll change the names out here. I don't think we can actually change them. We have to wipe them and add them. So I'm going to hit, let's say, add level 1, OK, and add level 1, OK. We'll have to take these out. So go ahead and remove it, and go ahead and remove it. So we'll come in here and put in a pattern. Starts at level 1, just so we can see it. We'll use a different color. Let's try that again. Let's see what we have here. Okay, which one starts at level 1? That one actually does. It should. Oh, it's because we're cutting through it. Sorry about that, guys. Part of this is getting to know it. All right. I only did one. I need to just calm down. Too much coffee this morning, I guess. Come over here, hit the green again. Hit OK, and hit the color solid. Hit OK. Now it should color code it correctly. Okay, so both of these actually, according to this, start at level 1, 0. So it starts at level 1, 0, correct? And this one starts at level 1, 0. So there you go. That is a quick way for us to color code our columns. You could use a hatch pattern or whatever you want to do. But notice it may take a little setup on the front side, but once this is done, you can then copy this to other projects. Now, that'll be the last thing I'll do. I'll go up top. Let's say, I think I may have another one open. Let's just go new, browse. We're going to open up just a standard template. I'm going to take these presets and copy them over. So let's go ahead and get this set up. Here we are. Systems, structural analysis. Hit OK. So we just opened up a new project, and it's in the processing of opening. Once it's open, let's go ahead and we're going to go over here and say manage, transfer project standards from project 1. Check none. I can come down here and say take my view templates Alright, let's hit cancel first, just to show there's no smoke and mirrors. Right click, create view template from view. Oh, cancel. Apply view template from view. Notice none of the ones we made in here. Cancel. So this is my new project. We'll go to Manage, Transfer Projects, Standards. Check None. Scroll down, and we're going to go to View Templates. You'll see it right there at the bottom. So it's going to suck view templates from Project 1 into Project 2. Hit OK. And that's about it, really. Let's check it out. Right click. Apply Template Properties. See color, column color codes. Boop. And there it is. Just to verify, VV. Filters. There they are. So now, in this model, level 2 starts at level 2, ends at level 2. They're color coded appropriately. So that's how you can use filters to really expedite color coding things in Revit. Now, as far as the tag, I can create that tag for you guys and send it over. But I have a meeting to go to in a bit, and I probably won't be back for the rest of the day. Monday is Labor Day, so probably be Tuesday. So if I get a chance to work on it this weekend, I will. But I will send you guys something Tuesday. Thank you.